Now that we have already created a color wheel, we're going to divide that color wheel in half. And on one side you have warm colors, and on the opposite side you have your cool colors. Your warm colors are colors that give you a sense of warmth or heat or hot, and cool is exactly how it sounds. It could be a cold lake or an ice cube. Those are colors that are warm and cool. This image shows my colored pencils, and I divided them into warm and cool colors. On the left is warm and on the right is cool. So if you're using colored pencils, you can do this. Your objective is to create a warm or cool portrait of your pet. If you don't have a pet, you can choose an animal you'd like to own or adopt one day. Your first step is to figure out what animal you'd like to draw and draw it. After that, I gathered my materials. I have my image already that I use to draw my animal. I have my book that explains different watercolor techniques. I have my variety of paintbrushes and clear and clean cold water. I also have tape and gouache. Gouache is very similar to watercolor, so I'm going to be using some watercolor techniques. And at the bottom right, you can actually see that I have what I'm going to use to mix my paint in my palette. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm just giving you an up-close view of the different materials I need. Then I'm taping my paper down so it doesn't move while I'm working. I flipped through my book a little bit and I decided which technique I'm going to use, which is going to be a wet on wet watercolor technique. My lines are a little bit dark, so I decided to erase them right before I laid any paint or water down on my paper, so that way I don't have a lot of those lines showing through my watercolor. My watercolor is really delicate and transparent. So after that, I put my paint on my palette, which is actually just a drawer, and I load the paper with water, just a lot of water, and I'm mixing my color. I'm dropping the pigment on top of those water puddles, and then I'm just letting it spread around by lifting the paper up a little bit and trying to control where that's dripping, where that's running. I'm just dropping small amounts of color. As you're watching me with this painting, I'm working in sections and I'm not using any black. I'm only using color. I'm going to go on top of my painting after, once it's completely dry, and I'm going to go over it with black marker and black paint and white paint. So what I'm really doing is I'm just blocking in large areas of color and letting that color spread through my painting. So I'm working on the ears and then I work my way down. I'm working on the top of the painting first, because if I start working at the bottom, I may smudge it. So I work from the top all the way down to the bottom of the painting as I go.
Hush not, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up toward your destination, though you may find from time to time complications. And take the trip, though there may be wet road ahead and you cannot slip. Just move on up for peace you'll find. Into the steeple of beautiful people where there's only one kind. So hush not, child, and don't cry. Understand you by and by. Move on up and keep on wishing. Remember, your dream is your only scheme, so keep on pushing. Take nothing less than the supreme best. Do not obey, you must be safe, but you can pass the test. Just move on up to a greater day. With just a little faith, if you put your mind to it, you can surely do it. Just move on up, move on up. We move on up, watch out, we just move on up. We move on up, move on up.
So this is what my painting looks like without any black or white on top of it. So once my painting was completely dry, I was able to add black and white on top of my painting. I just use it to accentuate the eyes, the nose, the muzzle of the dog, the collar, all of those areas. I just went on top with black marker, black paint, and also white paint just to bring out those highlights in the animal. So next, I'm going to show you some more examples of cool and warm pet portraits. Now, all of these images are images of dogs. You do not have to paint a dog. You can paint whatever type of animal you like. It could even be an imaginary pet animal. It's up to you.